checklist.
We got to do the 18 or over.
The checklist, we're live, but we didn't do our checklist, but we went ahead and went live.
All right, let's do it.
And we're there, yeah. This is the Blue Wall Podcast.
Deke Deacon.
Jeremy Kitts.
We're bringing you the latest stories and interesting topics that we find in our daily lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're sharing them with you guys.
This is an 18 or older restricted audience program. So if you are 17, 11 months, and 25 days, you need to turn off your computer or go to another channel.
Just go get a shower and go to bed. It's that time. It's wind down time for you guys.
And if you're above 18, apparently you can stick around and enjoy the show and maybe phone in, leave your comments or questions at Blue Wall Podcast on Facebook.
Yes, www.facebook.com/Blue Wall Podcast is the link.
Or you can just go directly to the Blue Wall Podcast on Ustream. And that's at www.u, the letter U, stream.tv.
Yes, and we are also on Twitter at Blue Wall Podcast. So go follow us there and keep updated on stuff happening there.
Let's run through the events real quick.
Right on.
420 events.
The 420 is the day.
420, you got the paper over there?
Yes.
I don't have my paper.
On that day, Tim Isaac takes on Justin Paul in EAC in Fredericktown, Ohio. Starts at 6, I believe. And if I'm wrong, that's a good enough time to
start getting there anyway.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's most likely you're not going to be too early, and you're definitely not going to be way too early at 6. You're not going to be late either.
What we got going down in the park?
Down in Yaktangi Park, we have the Earth Gathering.
And it's at the Pump House Art Gallery lawn. And
yes,
also the side yard there. I'm sure they're doing something inside the pump house too.
Okay, that's a building or something there.
Yeah.
From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., there's bands going on. All this is happening. And
what else? They're gonna have
here's something I didn't see.
Shopping and stuff.
Right, they're gonna have local and regional handmade art products. Local and regional live music all day, delicious food. So they're going to be doing like photography, sculpture, jewelry, clothing, purses, hats, ceramics, pottery, rugs, glass art, candles, soaps, plants, honey, flowers, henna art, face painting, and more. View the Chillicothe Art League Spring Open exhibition inside gallery all day. And then there's music outside. There's activities for kids. Yoga demo, belly dancing inside. And if there's severe weather, alternative date is the following day, 4/21. I just saw that.
What's the good band that you said you seen down there?
Theo's Loose Hinges. They play at 6 p.m. to 7. They close it out, and I've seen them play, and they were pretty cool. It's soul, funk, and reggae, and it was kind of like 311 with like reggae stuff. Like reggae is kind of 311ish sounding.
I know what you're saying. I know what you mean.
And they were it was a group
Who cares, man? It's live music. It's a band.
Yeah, all day long.
You see how nice it was today? Get outside. Get in the park.
Right.
Birthday.
All right, I'll go ahead and go through all these bands and the times when they start. They're 45 minutes each. 11 o'clock, 7th House Moon. 12 o'clock, A Guy and a Girl. Might be interesting. It'd be more interesting if it was 2 guys and a girl.
I don't know, maybe.
Or 2 girls and a guy, I meant that. Okay, my bad. Amber and Ashley at 1 p.m. Amber and Ashley Good. Brother and sister. They play every Wednesday at Bub's Timeout, and they're good. I like listening to them. 2 o'clock, Stacy Skaggs. 3 o'clock, Thomas Dirk.
Which one would you rather hear?
Well, probably Theo's Loose Hinges because they're a band. They have a complete band. A lot of them are like, I don't know what ambient is. Is that just a violin or something, or
Ambient? I think that's mood music. I'm not sure.
yeah?
That sounds like ambient lighting is like mood lighting, I think. I don't know.
Right.
What does Theo's Loose Hinges do? What was their...
Soul, funk, and reggae. And there's also delicious food. Alibaba's of the Athens has goat kebabs, lamb and chicken gyros, Thai noodles, chicken satay, baklava, egg rolls, baba
Baba ganoush.
ganu
Baba ganoush.
with an sh sound.
That's it. Baba ganoush.
Is that how you spell that?
And that's how you say it, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it spelled.
It's in Wedding Crashers.
Oh shit.
Baba ganoush.
Man, I don't know what half of that stuff is.
Well, go down and find out.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Shit. Man.
I'm gonna do it.
Trying to stop cursing, and I just accidentally dropped half of
After a certain time, they say the S word on
regular TV.
TV. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it blew my mind when I saw that. I was like, when I was a kid, they didn't even say damn.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I was.
Remember when they said the first one on like NYPD Blue? They said the first like curse word or something on TV. I can't remember. Or maybe it wasn't the first curse word, but it was the first big one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that's why I was such a rebel in second grade when I was in the cuss word club.
The cuss. Oh yeah.
The story that story totally got cut off of that whole show because of the messing up.
The cuss word club.
Yes.
I think every kid goes through that phase where they're in kind of a cuss
You wanna,
word
like,
club phase.
Yeah, there was this one kid. He was like, his dad was a farmer, and they were on the farm. They probably cussed in front of their kids all the time, and like they didn't care if the kids cussed. I guess they're like farmers, and so he's coming to school like telling us the words.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's me.
Is that your sound on your laptop?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm doing some things. I'm doing big things over here.
Oh, I thought you didn't go through the check.
I went through the check, but I turned it on purpose since our jack isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way you can hear what's going on. I got a little bit of that Theo's Loose Hinges.
You got to. Oh, you're gonna play it. Okay.
Whenever it comes back on.
I said I wasn't getting much from you. And I don't know about this sound. I do my best. I know that what we have isn't probably what we need, but
Can you hear that?
a little bit.
Yeah, it's just the internet signal is not that good. If they want to see them, they can look them up.
Right.
On YouTube.
And then
all them bands are on YouTube.
Following the Earth Gathering in Circleville, Ohio, at Gibby's, at 7 o'clock it starts. Stand Up to Cystic Fibrosis, the Strides for Stacy team that's led by our good friend Jamie Jackson. Her cousin passed away of cystic fibrosis, and we had her on the other night. And
it was perfect. She explained everything perfect.
It was
much
so
better
perfect
than we ever could have done.
And for some reason, it's not picking up the audio through this thing. I think it might be. I don't know. We don't know. We're not technicians. That's the problem. But we're gonna put her on speakerphone and do our best. So that, it was perfect. She explained it all. I mean, like it was exactly everything we needed to know.
Yeah. You know what we should do?
What's that?
We need to make her a content creator for a couple days and let her write it all down or
download
I can do that. Whatever. If she wants to just explain it, you know what I mean, into the camera, she can do that too.
Right. She explained it all. Like, I didn't realize that there was no government funding for research things like that.
Big enough. like it's not a big enough danger to everyone, so it gets less money.
It's
for
inherited.
research. Yeah,
It's crazy.
they're yeah.
All right.
Uh,
So, let
oh
me
yeah, do the
explain that.
date and time.
We're gonna go up there on 420. The doors open at 6, and it starts at 7. It's stand-up comedians Michael Moore and Ace Allen. $15 minimum donation, and that includes a buffet-style dinner. So, should we give Jamie a call?
If it'll work.
I
What are
told
we
her-
going to do?
I can
Speakerphone?
speakerphone it with this.
Microphone?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
All right, give her a call and let's find out if she has this information ready for us for the second time. I'm sure she's going to
Yes.
love it.
Yes, I let her know that we might be calling. Here, I'll give her a heads up, and when she responds, I'll call.
And how much was that? $15 for a
$15.
buffet.
And comedians.
And so you get to eat, and you get to see some comedians,
And-
and you get to support a great cause.
Right, and we are going to be broadcasting live.
And we'll be broadcasting live. So you
From-
may sneak photobomb the Blue Wall
Right.
podcast live at Gibby's
Yeah.
on 420.
Yes, you could.
After spending all day in the park with the Earth people.
With the Earth people gathering. And then, what else do we have? This Paper City Music series. We're going to wait for Jamie to respond back, and then I'll call her. I don't want to just catch her off guard.
We still got to get a hold of them guys, too.
Right, this Paper City Music people.
That's next month, though. When is it? The 17th or 11th or something?
May 10th.
May 10th?
Yes. 8 p.m. at the Majestic Theater. $10 advance tickets, 12 at the door. And looks like you can go to papercitymusicfestival.com.
What's the last band on there? The one that I looked
Shivering
up?
Timbers.
Shivering Timbers. I have it from good authority that's a good band.
Shivering
So,
Timbers.
If you like the
Co-
Black Keys, they have that Black Keys sound.
Kopecky Family Band, and he's my brother, she's my sister.
I think they all have that kind of old bluesy pop folk mix. Not pop, but just like a folk sound to them. It's like really slow rhythm. I know you've heard of the Black Keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, we listened to that the other day.
Yeah. All right, what's going on in the news?
The news
what do you
is
want? You want some local?
I I've been taking this stuff all day.
Oh, we're getting right into the colonoscopy.
Because I have to have this procedure done tomorrow.
Got to clear out the organs.
Right.
One organ in particular.
Gonna clean it out.
That's the worst. That stuff tastes nasty, don't it?
It tasted like those Warheads. That drink that I drink. Warheads, the little sour candies. Like it was sour
I know.
like
I know
that.
the little Warhead sour candies. My bad about that. That's what happens when you don't have a tech crew.
Right, yeah, you don't got your shit shut off. Dang it. Gonna share some of this. Well,
So it's because you had a hernia, right? And they fixed
yes,
it.
I had a hernia. They fixed it. They put the mesh in. It was an inguinal hernia. They put the mesh in.
And now you're thinking there might be something wrong. Right?
And
It's
I've been
giving you
having
pain.
super sharp pains that were I was like super sharp pains. It looked like I
get
was
it.
doing something
Stabbing.
else.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, it was like a
looked different on the
stabbing pain.
camera.
I was stabbing myself, like a stabbing motion,
Yeah.
feeling, and it was like it would just like buckle me over. I don't know. It felt like something was ripping apart in there, but apparently it was just nerves, and
And they didn't find anything with the.
I had a CAT scan done, yeah, and they didn't find anything wrong. They found like 10 centimeters of my intestine that was thickened, and it could
because
be nothing.
of the surgery, probably.
And
Right?
it could be something, who knows? And they want to go and make sure.
So they didn't find out any. Oh no, you're doing it tomorrow. That's right. So you're just
It's
getting
tomorrow.
cleaned out right
God,
now.
yes.
That is a real pain in the ass. I wrote that on your thing earlier. That's
Yeah,
you
it
get
really
it. It's a
is.
pain in the ass.
Yeah, I get it.
Uh, there's only one thing worse than getting a colonoscopy.
What's that?
If you are the guy who every day has to give people colonostomies, just all day shoving a camera in someone's butt all day. That's the worst job ever. It pays well, probably pays great, but you gotta shove a camera in someone's butt every day, like 5 days a week,
Right.
because they probably keep them pretty busy, right? You want to stay busy so you can make money. Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I would never do that
Yeah.
job. I could never
Do
make a
they-
living doing that.
Do they stick a tube in there and then use that as an access hole to keep your butthole open?
That's
and
probably.
then they go through that.
That seems like you're the one having it done. You better look it up and find out what is involved with this process. Or if you don't want to scare yourself, just don't do anything at all. Because it probably involves some things that you don't want to know about. That's why you're paying someone else to do it for you.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's what I would say.
Man.
It's probably a scary process. Or maybe it's nothing. Probably happens. People probably get it done all the time. He's like, dude, I do 5 of these a day. What are you worried about? No one's dying from this. No one's getting hurt. Just calm down. It'll be over in 20 minutes. How long is it going to take?
Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't get any. Do you even talk to these guys?
I don't know,
you setting
man.
up the appointments, and that's it.
Yeah, just gotta
I'll be
go.
there, man.
Yeah,
When?
when? I'll be there, whatever.
That's horrible.
I'll be messed up all day. Clear my schedule.
Yeah, you pretty much do.
I mean, yeah.
Probably just because of that drink, you know what I mean?
They give me something.
If you're pooping all day, you can't. It's hard to do anything whenever you're just got a bunch of laxative in you and you got to clear out your bowels. You're gonna be hungry tomorrow.
Oh, I'm hungry right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I might have to talk about food tonight then.
Oh, it's fine.
You got good willpower, though.
Yeah.
You should.
Well, if I don't, I can't have the procedure done. Then it's just
Yeah.
gonna put it off again. I have to get all that stuff. Probably go to the
Well, I know
doctor
you've
again.
cut weight for fights, right?
Yeah, it's kind of
So,
like
yeah.
it's kind of like
Oh,
that.
24 hours? Okay.
That's exactly what it's like.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then, I guess.
All right, Jamie said we can call her.
Go ahead and call
I'm
her.
gonna call her now. All
I
right.
just want to throw something out there to the people listening. I'm going to try to get Brogan Rafferty on the phone. This is the kid that got a life sentence from the Craigslist killings with Richard Beasley, who just got sentenced to death a couple of days ago. I'd like to know how you feel about that. I think it would be interesting to talk to Brogan Rafferty. He was 16. They supposedly lured guys from out of town on the promise of work to come up and bring everything they had with them, which was usually nothing. You know, these guys
And they
are
just
willing
killed
to-
him.
And then they took him out in the field and just like, hey, we're going to take you out to the work. And then, boom, kills him. Oh,
No.
your dog farted.
And that was it.
Jeez.
Man. I'll get this dog out of here.
You can't be doing this when we have guests. Jeremy's dog will fart on our guests whenever they come in. It's the worst. But anyway, I want to talk to this kid. 16 when he done this. I think it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say and hear what he has to think about his partner getting the death penalty and he got the life sentence. But you're 16 to have a life sentence? You think they should ever let him out again?
That's 38 years.
What if he was just like a model?
He was being manipulated by that guy.
Maybe he was young. I mean, he might have been being manipulated, but 16 is still old enough to know between killing people for what little things they have and not killing them and going and getting a job. You know?
It is, but like an adult would have so much more of an influence on him.
Yeah, I understand that. You're right. I mean, I guess, I mean, that does weigh into it. That's probably why they gave him a life sentence, you know what I mean? Because he was too young and they feel like his underdeveloped brain, which, I mean, your brain continues to grow, you know what I mean, a lot.
Right. Oh yeah.
From like 16 to 25, you may
From
change who you are
from
entirely.
25 to 30 even.
Yeah.
Like it just I mean, it continues it seems you continue to just get more knowledge, I
Yeah.
guess. You've had more time to intake stuff and then as long as you can retain it, I guess. That'd be all right.
My dirtbag friends are already starting with the hate mail.
Uh,
Yeah.
put it on the on Ustream.
Yeah. Let
There's no
everybody see it.
texting. There's no texting on the blue wall. It's Ustream.
I know, but I got my phone out here. I should put it away so I can't see it.
All right, we're gonna call. You want to call Jamie?
Yeah, go ahead and try to call her.
All right, here we
But
go.
yeah, I want to get that kid on here and just pick his brain for a little bit, see what's going on. What was he thinking whenever he did that? That is like, it's a big thing to take 3 lives for probably scraps. You know, these guys are just moving up there with nothing on the hopes that they're going to get a job. That's a pretty
Hey,
low down, dirty thing to do.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and put you on so we can talk about the cystic fibrosis.
All right, we're going to get Jamie on.
And we're gonna put you on speakerphone this time because for some reason it didn't go through last time, and we're just gonna put you via mic and do it that way. All right. All right. Here we go. We're gonna be on. And we got you on speaker. We're here with Jamie Jackson. My mic's not even. We're here with Jamie Jackson. She she is running the Strides for Stacy team. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the name of our fundraising team.
And it's a team to raise money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. What could you just tell us about a little bit about that and about what you do to help raise money for the foundation? We were talking to you the other day, and I had no idea that there was no federal funding.
Yeah, a lot of people assume that all of these types of organizations have federal funding, but the federal government doesn't see cystic fibrosis as a serious enough of an illness to put any funding towards it. So the foundation runs solely off of fundraisers and private donations throughout the year. And they do all of the cystic fibrosis research. They fund any type of treatment. They fund programs for the patients and the families. So the donations are huge for them because that's all they get.
Right. So it takes teams, people like you. So what you do is you start a team. Is that right?
Yeah. The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation has one really big fundraiser every year called Great Strides, and what that is it's an awareness walk, much like the cancer walks and the other types of awareness walks that you'll see throughout the spring and summer months. And people can create teams to be a part of a walk near their city. So we're going to be walking in Chillicothe this year, and our team name is Strides for Stacy. Stacy was my cousin who passed away almost 5 years ago from cystic fibrosis. So we walk in her memory every year. And the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, of course, takes donations throughout the year as well, but the Great Strides Walk is their biggest fundraising event of the year.
Right. The Great Strides. Where's that held at?
There are locations all over the state. The one that our team is participating in this year is on May 19th, and it's in Chillicothe at Yacht PNG Park.
Okay, so that's what the main thing you're doing each year is for the walk, right?
Right. So our team is part of the Great Strides Walk, and we do fundraisers leading up to the walk to lead towards our team goal and the money that we'll bring in for the walk.
Okay. And so coming up before leading up to that, you've done several things already, I believe. I know you had an auction, a Chinese auction, and you had something before that, I think. Is that right?
Well, we did a couple 50-50 raffles at some of the local site events. So
Mm-hmm.
the OFC and the UBC have been really gracious in letting us do 50-50 raffles at their events. And then we are also selling Scentsy, which is like a flameless candle. And the proceeds from that would normally go towards the person who sells it, she donates all of the proceeds to our fundraising team.
Okay, cool. Um, Scentsies are those the wax the candle wax, right? And you heat it up and it melts.
Yeah, it's like the burners with the scented wax. So it's a lot more kid and pet friendly. You don't have to worry about an open flame.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they're
My
really, they're
fiance
very, very
has
nice.
all
So
kinds of Scentsy stuff. She loves that stuff. My fiance
Yeah,
has
we
all
have a,
kinds of Scentsy stuff. She loves those things. So
it's
she
nice.
might pick some of
It's
that
one of
up.
the Yeah, it's one of the easiest things to sell as far as fundraisers go, because all you have to do is find people who normally buy it, which they're all over the place.
right,
And then
right.
you go to the website and order under our team name. And Abby Hatterdy is the person that we work with, and she helps us set up a nice site every year. And then at the end of the fundraiser, she lets me know how much money we raise.
Awesome. So another thing coming up before the walk is on April 20th. The stand up to cystic fibrosis.
Yes, this
Right.
is the first time we've done this event. So every year we're trying to do a little bit more and try new things to get people involved and raise awareness. So on April 20th, we are hosting Stand Up to Cystic Fibrosis, and it is a comedy dinner. So two of my friends who do stand-up comedy, Michael Moore and Ace Allen, they have agreed to help us out with this, and they are both going to be performing, and then there'll be a buffet dinner for everybody who attends.
Right, and it's a $15 minimum donation, and
Correct.
you get
You can give whatever you
comedy
want.
and food. What could be
Right.
better?
Now, drinks are, up to everybody else to
Yeah.
provide for themselves. There will be water, of course, provided, but
Right, but it is at a
drinks.
restaurant.
Yes, it's at a restaurant called Gibby's here in Circleville, and they are another supporter of ours that has helped us quite a few times over the past couple of years.
Right, awesome. And then following that is the walk on May 19th at Yoctangi Park in Chillicothe, Ohio.
Mhm.
And this also, all money raised by Cystic Fibrosis Foundation or teams, 90% goes towards research, right?
It goes towards the
Patients and
research,
treatments.
yeah, patient support, treatments, and research. And recently, after last year's walk, we were very excited to get an email update, which we get usually monthly. And after last year's walk, we had raised, more than the goal, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But it helped us finalize the research and getting a cure for a specific genotype of cystic fibrosis, and that specific genotype is 4% of the CF population. So they have found a drug therapy that works to help cure at least that percentage of CF patients.
Cool.
So the money's going to good use.
Definitely. That's awesome. And we are going to be broadcasting live April 20th from Gibby's in Circleville.
I can't wait. It's going to be our first scene live broadcast. It'll be great. We can do 1,000 of these.
We are going to be on the road. Yeah. So that we're looking forward to that, and we are definitely going to talk to you there for sure. You spend how much time a year do you spend towards this foundation and raising the money?
That's a good question. I usually start around January, making a list of the companies that have helped us in previous years for the Chinese auction. This was our second year doing the Chinese auction, so I started in January making a list of how many donations we had last year, so that I could start rallying up the troops this year again.
Wow. So
And then I started going out around the Circleville, Chillicothe areas, asking for donations from private vendors. A lot of the small town, small businesses like to get involved with this stuff, especially in Circleville. We've had a lot of people who are just very helpful with
Do
that.
you normally get a
So
good
that takes
response?
a couple months to get together, and then working on 50/50s, we're trying to find places where we can do the 50/50s, and now this stand up to cystic fibrosis, and then of course there's all the thank you cards that go out because we have such gracious donors that we want to make sure that they know that their support is appreciated.
maybe.
And so it's usually from January until the walk comes in May. So I mean, it's a good 5 months that I spend my weekends and my evenings trying to get stuff put together for it.
I was guessing the other day. I said like I think you spend 4 months at least a year, um, but I wasn't sure. But that I think about it, if you spend 5 months like that, you spend more than that, more than 6 months a year doing stuff for that. I guarantee it. Um, that you put a lot of work into this, and we it takes a special person to do that, and we're proud to be your friend for sure and to be a part of it.
Well,
This
thank
could
you.
be
I'm blessed
many
to have
years.
people like
Like, we
you
could do
as
this
my
every year.
friends that like to help with this. I mean, it really it means a lot that my friends have been so involved in this from the beginning. I mean, we have great people who help out every year that never even knew Stacy. They don't know anyone with cystic fibrosis, but you support our team, and that means so much.
Right. Well, I see how dedicated you are towards it, and it makes me want to be a part of that and to be part of a good cause. Because like, yeah, I am one of those people that don't know anybody, and I didn't know her as well. But you work so hard for it, and and I want to be a part of it for sure.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, we will. I'm sure I'll talk to you before then. But
Hey, I got one more thing to ask her.
yeah. Deke wants to ask you something.
Ask her.
Okay.
I seen something like, do you want people to sign up in advance if they can on the website?
Yes, if possible. We're trying to do pre-sale tickets. We were trying to make sure that we had, enough food for everybody who was going to be attending. We had to place the food order yesterday in order to have it in time for the event. So if, worst comes to worst, if we have more people than we do have food ordered, we will work it out with Gibby's, and they are willing to work with us to get some extra food,
There's
for the event if it comes to that.
Yeah, and they got good food, and it's worth. I mean, it's worth $15 for the
Just to go
comedy
eat.
show.
Well, or just to go eat.
Yeah,
I
either
mean, even
or.
if do you know anything about these guys? You said you know them. Are they funny?
They are. You can actually look up both of them on YouTube and on Facebook.
Right. I hope they're funny. They're comedians.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, hey, man, you get unlucky sometimes.
Yeah.
You get a guy who ain't funny at all.
No, I mean they're both amateurs, but they are amazing. They're
All right.
both just people who as long as I've known them, anytime I was around them, I was cracking up laughing for one reason or another, and they're great. I mean, they might be a little off color at times, but they're great. I think everybody's really going to have a good time.
Good. I'm excited
Awesome.
myself.
Well, we're looking forward to being there.
We're looking forward to having you.
All right. Well, we will talk to you soon, Jamie. Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Jamie Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
See, that was so much better than we could have done.
Yeah,
You know?
and I
so
think
much better.
we got even more information the other night, I believe, but we heard it, but I took notes. I did take
No,
notes.
that was good. She got everything. I mean, she got in everything that they needed.
Right. All right.
All right. What did we have that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, we were the kid that was found out in the road
Oh yeah. What's that
on
on?
what
I know
street?
It was on North Hickory Street. A 2-year-old. He got out, and the mother got arrested for child endangerment. She was 29 years old. The son was found wandering along North Hickory Street Wednesday, in the street at 9 a.m. Okay, he said he was disoriented when they found him. When asked if she, of course the cops got called. The cops went to, told them where they lived. The cops went there. They knock on the door, and when they asked her where her son was, she answered, "Did he get out again?"
Wow.
So apparently he got out another time on Plyley's Lane. Got out of a home on Plyley's Lane, and I think the cops maybe had to take him back home then. That was on March 31st, the first time, and the second time was on April 4th. Well, the lady was taken into custody, and they handed the kid over to a family member, apparently.
Wow.
And here's the kicker, man. She probably just needs some help because apparently she had some residue under her nostril when the cops came to and talked to her.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she said she had snorted some pills the night before.
The night before,
Yeah,
and then she just woke up and her kid was gone.
yeah.
That's the same one that left her kid at home.
No, I think that's a different lady.
Uh,
This was on North Hickory, and I think what you're talking about was out on Pleasant Valley, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a different lady.
Wow.
And the lady's second offense was over on Plyley's Lane. But I mean, that's within a week. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, it is.
She probably needs some help, seriously.
Yeah.
But anyway, if she gets cleaned up, everyone deserves a second chance. I wouldn't judge her too harshly. We've all made our own mistakes, but she needs to get some help. The baby's going to get hurt.
Well, yeah. How? It's a 2-year-old was out in the
2-year-old.
road.
He's obviously pretty smart if he can unlock the door
Yeah,
or
and
even just open the door and get out.
And if
on
you
his
got
own.
one of those kind of kids, then you need to take extra
You need to not
precautions.
probably snort pills and
pass
fall
out.
asleep. Yeah, that's probably A1 on the list.
Put your kid to bed.
That's just real talk. I'm just telling her how it is. You can't do that. That's no good. Also wanted to talk about this new rock movie. Have you seen anything about that? Pain and Gain?
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain?
No.
It's about some...
Oh, yeah, I did.
I'll just give you the basic premise of the movie. Some bodybuilders at the Sun Gym in Florida,
Mhm.
they hatched the scheme to kidnap a guy named Schmidt, I think. But anyway, so I guess it was pretty ruthless crimes that they committed, like when they really did it. But they remade it, made it into a movie, and made it a comedy, like an action comedy is what they call it, I think. And some of those people are mad because, those people, they ended up murdering 2 people, a guy and his girlfriend. So they committed some heinous acts.
Yeah.
And they're kind of making them seem like bumbleheaded guys who are they didn't kill anybody and are trying to just make some money. You know what I mean? But they're trying to make light of it, I guess. But some of the stuff they did was funny, though. Like, they tried to abduct this guy a half dozen times. And one of the times they were dressed up like ninjas when they tried to do it.
And this is a true story?
This is a true story, yeah. But they kidnapped this guy. I guess this is a spoiler alert because I'm going to tell you some of the story.
Oh, well,
So don't listen for the next 5 minutes. I'm not going to talk about it very long.
about this, what's this
If you want
movie
to go
called?
see this movie, Pain and Gain, it's got Mark Wahlberg and The Rock in it.
Everybody's not viewing now. Are you viewing?
Well, they may watch it again some other time. So they kidnap this guy. They torture him for a couple weeks. They get him to sign over his life insurance and all of his property and assets. And then they let him go. I think they let him go, but they try to kill him too. A little bit later, they get him drunk, put him in a car, and try to crash the car. Guy gets out of that. So he's staggering on the road. They hit him with the car twice. They run over him and then reverse it and run over him again. And run over him, they run over him twice.
Mm-hmm.
And he still gets up and lives, but he doesn't go to the cops. He hires a private investigator to get his stuff back, or, just to gain evidence on them or something like that. I'm not sure. And so they're living it up, man. They got all of his stuff. Well, they got a lot of it, not all of it.
And they're not in jail?
No, not for he didn't call the cops. He just called a private investigator.
Really?
And then they mess up somehow, and they end up trying to do the same thing again and killing some people. And her the parents of the daughter that got killed are just a little bit upset about it because that was her daughter, and it probably shouldn't be an action comedy. If they would have called it a drama, they would have probably not had a problem with it. I don't know why. It sounds ridiculous, but
All right.
anyway, it looks funny. I probably wouldn't go to the movies and see it, but I may see it on home video.
So was The Evil Dead was a gory movie?
Oh yeah, it was great. Well, I don't know.
Was it scary?
If you like the first Evil Dead, see, I don't think it was so much scary as it was
Like the thriller?
cringy. You know what I mean? It'll make you cringe because, I'm going to do just a couple tiny bit of spoilers, nothing crazy. There's a scene with a machete where it, slices into her leg a couple times and then slices into her kneecap. You know what I mean? So that kind of makes you cringe. They do a good, they do a good visual on it. I didn't think it was I'm scared to go out in the parking lot. I didn't think it was scared. It was just gory. And if you like the first one, you're gonna love this one, the remake.
That's better than if one chop sliced her leg off from the knee down. You know what I mean? That's just boom. It's oh yeah, but that doesn't make you think about that knife's in there, that machete, and it pulls out all the pain. It didn't go all the way through, but you wish it did.
And they've got all new digital projectors in Danbury, so every theater is crisp. You know what I mean? It's the nicest picture you've ever seen. You're seeing sweat drops. You're seeing wrinkles on knuckles. You know what I mean? You're seeing all that.
Are all their theaters their screens digital now?
They are now.
I went there the other day.
2 weeks.
I went there Sunday, and I watched Oz.
Was it not? I liked Oz. I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know.
Didn't like Oz?
All right.
What didn't you like about it? I thought it was a good story. They tied in a lot of things very well. Was it too scary for you? Some people thought it was too scary.
Scary.
Was you scared a little bit?
No, I just.
If you
I don't
were,
know.
it's okay.
It was all right, but I can't remember. It just got. I don't know. I wasn't expecting what it was. They made it look like it was going to be more serious. It was more. It's probably only PG-13 or something, isn't it?
I don't know, probably.
I didn't know what
Oh,
it
you
was,
wanted it to be a little darker?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be darker. Or something
You're still going to have kids watching it. You know,
right, I didn't know. I thought it was
a kids movie.
Oh, I didn't know. If I was going in thinking it was a kids movie, I would have been. Yeah.
I think they did a good job. I thought it was
But
a good movie.
I mean, it wasn't. It did tie it all together.
They tied everything together but one thing, and that might be if they ever wanted to do another sequel but a prequel, they could do the story. I'm going to do a spoiler on this movie too, so you have 5 seconds to shut it off for a second because I'm going to give you a little piece of information.
Yes.
Okay, that should be enough time. The ruby red slippers, they did not explain where those came from in this movie, so they may be leaving that out to the second movie.
Were they in the movie?
They weren't in the first one.
There were no red slippers.
Nope.
They're Dorothy's. Where did she get them?
She got them from the witch when she landed on her house, the sister, who I thought she lost her power when she took off that necklace that she was wearing, but I don't know, maybe the ruby slippers give her power back, and that could be the sequel that they were setting up.
Yeah, because they're going to have to put Dorothy into it.
It could be.
They're going to have that one.
Yeah.
They remade that. They're going to have to make.
They're going to have to put all them stars in it somehow. Franco, I'm sure he'd be in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, those
movies. Explain the wizard though. He was a fake.
Yeah,
he was just a magician. That's why
everyone was in on it. He wasn't just fooling everybody. They were all the big wigs were in on it.
But that's why he took off in a balloon and the Wizard of Oz. It's I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, the guy was chasing him. But those, like I said, those theaters are very crisp. And Evil Dead was a decent movie. I mean, it was a good movie because I liked the first one. It's so bad that it's funny. The first one just had horrible production. If you're going to be trying to pick the script apart and look for mistakes, you're going to find them all over the place. But that's funny, you know what I mean?
Right. Did you see where these NFL players are suing the NFL for brain injuries? Like over 4,000 of them because it's leading to diseases like brain disease and
They kind of have to know the risk when they go into it. You know, maybe the first football players can get away with that, but nowadays.
Right, but does the NFL have like a union, and do they have like an insurance program and things like that?
I'm sure the players' union is in on that. I mean,
Is there?
oh, maybe not if they're not current players though.
I wonder
Probably
why they
not.
don't haven't gotten a fighters union yet.
It's all dominated by one group basically.
Yeah, they're making their own union.
So that keeps the union from forming. I don't know.
I don't know. Bellator's has some pretty good fights. Have you watched it much?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. I don't think I was paying very much attention to them when they were on though.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But anyways, these guys, like some of them have died, and like slowly, but over 4,000 players and family members are suing the NFL, like people of deceased NFL ex-players.
I think maybe some of the older original players have a case that they might be able to bring up, but no one in the modern age of football can really think that they can play football a whole lifetime and then be right afterwards. That's what you sacrifice to make the money. You know what I mean? You're sacrificing your body. You're putting people in armor and you're ramming them at each other.
Right.
Which is fine if they want to do that.
What if they went to like leather helmets?
Oh, if they went back to a rugby uniform, there would be
Like
hardly any of those kind of injuries. You would
Right.
you'd have broken bones and busted lips and busted gouges and scrapes and cuts. You wouldn't have like brain injuries like this. I mean,
They're not going to be running.
yeah,
and
they're
hitting
not in
people as
armor.
hard.
They are in armor whenever they are in the NFL. If they just had a rugby uniform, which your mouthpiece, that's all you have.
Yeah.
They are not going to be trying to make as hard of tackles.
The first thing I thought of was like, what? That would be crazy to go back to a leather helmet. Like, but then I was like, wait, well, they wouldn't be running full speed and just charge right into you and just shake the shit
There
out
would
of your
be
head.
probably big hits, but they wouldn't cause the damage that
That
they
guy's
do
getting hurt
nowadays.
too, though. If
Yeah,
he does,
yeah,
if he
yeah.
goes too hard, he's gonna get hurt too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I used to think like rugby was more dangerous, but it's really not. I was like, man, those rugby guys are crazy, but it's better, I think.
I like rugby. My dirtbag friends watch it all the time. So, I mean, he's Irish, so apparently he roots for Ireland. But I think rugby's a pretty awesome sport, man. There's some big dudes in rugby too. A lot of Samoans play. Don't know
Yeah.
why.
Oh, they're just big guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're just warriors. So, New Zealand, they're big. England's big. Australia has a good team. I mean, a decent team. South Africa. There's a lot of countries. Like in New Zealand, rugby's their national sport. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a big deal down there. It's like, I guess it's like football is up here, just not quite as big. Money making anyway.
Right. Oh, I saw this other thing. Too many beeping alarms to blame for dozens of hospital deaths per year. So, like
Beeping alarms?
like all these alarms and stuff, or these beeping machines and stuff showing, tracking vital organs and vital signs and stuff.
Yeah.
The normal workers tend to tune that out.
So they don't
And-
hear it.
Yeah, and then they just tune it out, and somebody had a flat line or something, and that was
They
it.
just don't hear it because they learn to block it out. So what do they need? Something that vibrates or something that is off and then lights up whenever there's something wrong?
I guess something needs to be super serious whenever it's that serious. Like
Yeah.
you can have some beeping shit on some stuff when it's not as serious.
Well, usually it flatlines, right? So it's just a solid thing.
yeah, well, I don't know.
If something crazy, if it started making a crazy noise, like random decimals and random things, well, I guess it couldn't be random, but If it just made a certain noise that was way different than the normal noise, that would be better.
Right.
I don't see why not. I mean, it seems legit. It seems like someone did the research. I would trust in that decision.
But it kind of is like that. It's kind of like if you live by the train tracks, you
Get used to the train.
right, you get used to it, and then you're just like it doesn't bother you anymore. Like, you know, you've heard all these buttons all day long. You got tired of listening for the one, or you know, like subconsciously.
I about to
then
say,
you
I don't
tune
think
it
it's
out.
because you get tired of it. I think it's just because it's there every day.
You
that
just
you
get
just
used
get used
to
to
it,
it.
right.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
think
your
it's something
fault.
that your brain naturally does to focus on other stuff.
Yeah, it's not your fault, huh?
Well, I mean, I say go ahead and do it. Sounds like someone already did the research. You might as well do it. I did want to talk about this 4-year-old that shoots a sheriff's deputy wife at a barbecue in Nashville, Tennessee. But I'm gonna wait a second because I got this Jay-Z story up right here. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Jay-Z is looking to de-invest his ownership shares of the Nets, which I don't know if that means he can still be invested in the Nets. Just he can't have an ownership investment.
Well,
or
that would mean he would be under 50% stock,
yeah.
right?
So I don't know what that means for him. Can he still own a lot of stock?
Probably.
Because if he's an agent, then he could still help out that team.
Yeah.
They'd have to change the law.
Can agents own stock in teams?
That's what the question is.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's trying to avoid that, and he wants to be a player agent. He wants to go out and make money for athletes, and probably if you're going to be a player agent, why wouldn't you be an agent for anyone famous? I mean, if you know how to do, I guess you got to learn how to make money as opposed to getting on a team. But he seems like he knows how to make money off of movies and songs and stuff too.
That's why he's going to try to make money off of this.
Honestly, like I said earlier, it's probably it's his hobby.
It's not as much
What money does he need to make?
Right.
Well, he will never want for anything. Neither will his grandchildren. So it's probably just what he wants to do. He's like, oh, I'm going to do this. He's going to change his career every 10 years just because that's what he gets bored with it. Like, oh, I'm just so accomplished in anything.
Maybe he's trying to. He was like, well, if I'm the owner, I can't really draft people like that, or try to be
I'm
an
sure
agent.
you can't. If you're the owner, you're probably not
So
allowed.
he isn't going to do that. Now he's going to go talk to LeBron and try to get him and make money off of LeBron. If he was trying to get into wherever he was at, the Knicks.
That was a while ago, though, I think. But apparently, I guess he's on to bigger and better things, God bless him. America is awesome,
Sure.
You can do whatever you want if you just work hard enough.
Yeah, he's got like a few $10,000 watches.
Why not?
Yeah.
I wonder if he has like $1 billion worth of net worth. What do you think? How much net worth do you think he has?
You say billion?
No, yeah, I did say $1 billion.
I'm going to say 73 million.
73 million?
No,
That's
no.
not a lot at all,
No,
man.
hell no, not nowadays, is it? It's
No.
got to be hundreds of millions.
That's
though.
like one record sale.
I don't think it's $1 billion. I think it's 700 million.
Jay-Z's net worth is expected to reach $1 billion or more within his lifetime, so it's not yet a truly incredible achievement. So he must have a few 100,000, I'm sure.
A few 100,000.
A few 100 million, I mean. Businessman who has a net worth of nearly 500 million, and he'll be a billionaire before he dies, barring some tragedy. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I commend him. That was good work. Some people say he works for the Illuminati because he makes the rock sign. He makes that sign, and that's supposedly the Illuminati sign.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I think it's
that's where he's
nonsense, but hey, some people were really into the Illuminati theory. I guess I'm into it in certain ways, just not so much a straight up. Would you?
Right back.
Oh, roger that. So I want to talk about this 4-year-old that is at a barbecue, apparently. I don't know if it's just family barbecue or a barbecue just for the neighborhood or what it is exactly. But it's at a sheriff's deputy's house. Apparently, he went into his bedroom to show off his gun collection. And for whatever reason, I don't know why this is even in his house like this. He throws one of the guns on his bed, which is loaded, full clip, and one in the chamber, and safety off. Just tosses it on his bed, apparently. And then his wife goes in there later with a 2-year or 4-year-old kid. They don't think it's a relative of the family, so who knows, maybe they were walking through to the bathroom or something. And kid gets a hold of this gun and kills this sheriff's deputy's wife.
So like she she walked in on him and
No, they walked into the room together apparently, and the kid picked up the gun somehow and was like, boom,
wow,
and killed her.
supposedly.
I mean, that's the story that came out. No one's contesting it or anything yet.
Really, they're not saying like the dude shot his wife and like
No.
made it like the kid
It was
did
at a
it.
barbecue, dude. There was a bunch of people there.
Yeah, that'd be the perfect time.
That's
Witnesses be like, I was in the bathroom. What happened? She was in that room with that kid or something, and he shot her.
I don't know. You
I
got
was-
a pretty.
I put my gun on the bed while I was taking a crap.
No, he was showing the guns off to another guy. Apparently, quoting the newspaper, and he left that one on the bed, and they were gone outside, back outside, and that's when it happened.
Wow.
I mean, how? I mean, that's ignorant. I'm sorry about the tragedy that happened and everything, but having a loaded gun with one in the chamber and the safety off, sitting anywhere,
Yeah. How old is this guy?
you don't need that unless you're about to kill somebody or
Yeah.
something or shoot a target. Hey, he's a sheriff's deputy. He must be decently old. I'll double check it real quick. But I know that is going to get just the worst spin for gun control ever. You know what I mean?
Like when you're showing somebody a gun, you don't even have bullets around. Like you don't need, like
Yeah.
you definitely eject the clip, and you clear it and you leave it like that. I mean, you might have a loaded gun, like it might be your pistol. You're ready to, if somebody breaks in.
The woman that got killed was 48 years old, so her husband was probably in his 40s too, or maybe a little bit older. So I mean, he knows better.
Or she could have been a cougar and
Could have been.
it
So
was
he
like
could
a
be in his.
21-year-old.
No, I doubt that. Maybe at 28, 30 at the best.
Right.
But so he's old enough to know better. I mean, if you got a gun, you ought to know better.
Yeah.
That thing's dangerous. It's a gun. It's not meant to be sitting around ready to kill if at the slightest touch. Unless you
No.
need to kill at the slightest touch, you know?
Right. That kid. Do you think the hammer was cocked back and everything? Do you think a 4-year-old could,
Make the hammer?
squeeze it with like a double action?
I don't know. Maybe. 4 years old? You're
But
probably
when
pretty
it's
strong.
pulled back, it's not that hard.
I bet you could.
Double finger it, like.
Yeah. And think about that kid. That poor kid.
Yeah, he thought it was a
Oh,
toy.
man. That's definitely some
He's 4.
therapy.
He probably knew, he knew what a gun was, but he probably watched somebody playing Call of Duty all night, all the time.
No, man, you can't blame video games and
Shooting zombies or something, shooting guns.
no. Surely it's not. I mean, I wouldn't blame video games for anything. He probably shouldn't be playing that kind of game or seeing it at that young age, but
Right. I mean, yeah, not. Yeah.
I
that's-
mean, do you blame Shakespeare if someone commits suicide?
No, but that's why it's an NC-17 rating or something. Like those kids aren't supposed to be seeing that, although they do. All
Just like
kinds
this
of 'em do.
program is 18 or older,
Right.
on the blue wall. I mean,
Right.
that's how old you got to be to watch this.
Yeah, remember that.
Remember that. So if you're 17 and a half, turn it off.
Now.
And if you're 18 and a half, continue enjoying.
Yeah.
But
No beer.
I have a feeling this is going to take a bad spin in the media, and they're going to just take advantage of it like they do everything else, and turn this tragedy into some big event about gun control. I hope not. Hopefully they just realize this dude messed up. You know what I mean? And like it or not, he should have to pay somehow. Whether it's, I mean, that was his mistake by doing that.
Right.
You got to pay for that. In
You
some
do.
form, you know what I mean? You left that gun loaded on that bed. That is careless. That's reckless endangerment.
That's he could get charged for murder,
Maybe
involuntary
manslaughter, something like that. I can believe it. And maybe he should be. Maybe you need to start arresting people that do that. I would rather I don't know.
He was a sheriff deputy,
Yeah.
though?
So he's probably a good dude, and he made a mistake, but it was a big mistake. You know what I mean? Look at the
Right.
consequences of that
Jeez.
mistake.
It was his wife that got shot?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know, man. He's probably gonna be messed up the rest of his life, no matter what, too. I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you do in a situation like that? I have no idea. If I was on that jury, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's a really good guy, and this was a horrible, tragic mistake, and he's really not some moron that's just showing off his gun collection like his Hot Wheel collection. You know what I mean? Oh, look at all these guns. I always keep mine loaded, one in the chamber, just in case. You know what I mean? What if he's not a douche like that, and he's just
Right.
slipped his mind?
But it really looks like he's that douche. Like
Yeah,
that.
whenever you see this story, you think he is.
I mean, seriously, though, if you're showing somebody your gun, it shouldn't even be close to being, like you said, being able to just be shot like
Yeah,
that.
you're right. I mean,
Be
that should be
handling
the
the
first
gun.
rule of his training. If he's a sheriff's deputy, he's got to have continued training. Doesn't he go to the
Yeah.
range or?
That's what
I
they're
mean, if you
probably
do
going to
anything
say.
like
Like,
that.
dude, you know, like, you're trained to not do shit like this, and you did it. Who knows? I don't know. Feel that sucks for him.
Yeah, well, that's probably far from over. I'm sure there's going to be a lot going on with that. I mean, that'll probably be in the courts for years. Have you seen these? I'm going to move on to a different topic because I don't know
Right,
what to
yeah,
do
we're
about
done
that
with
guy.
that one.
Yeah. How do you feel about robot legs?
For people?
Yeah.
Oh, that go over your legs?
I don't know. I'm just saying, would you invest in a pair of robot legs?
Yeah, I saw something like that, and
This is a yes or no question.
Yes, yes.
So would I. I don't care. I like robot legs. But
It
these
saves
new Google
fatigue.
glasses,
oh,
have you
yeah.
seen that? This is what's on right now, and I think they're interesting, and I would invest in them.
So how does it work?
If they got cheap enough, I mean, I wouldn't invest a lot, but I would buy one if they were cheap enough. You wear them around like glasses, man,
And you can see.
yeah, you can see through them. They're like clear glasses.
they're-
They don't affect
and
you.
there's
Or
like a screen.
yeah, or you could. Yeah, I mean, they could be
And
lenses
you reach
in
out
there.
and touch out here and do stuff.
No, you won't do any of that. You'll look at it with your eye. It follows your eye movement.
And you select things.
Yeah,
with
you
your
just-
eye.
yeah.
Wow.
So the incoming call will be up here. You look at it. It moves it down here. You read as you're reading it. As you're reading, it follows your eye, and whenever you get to the bottom, it knows to scroll up, so you don't have to scroll.
Wow.
You can record and take pictures anytime just by look. You look at the camera and it takes pictures. You look at record, it starts recording.
How much are these?
Let's.
Are they out right now?
Ooh. If you buy them early, you're talking $1,500 a pop for the
Wow.
privilege of owning it first. Which some of those will probably be on eBay for $3,000, I'm sure. But you got to figure in 5 years, if this works out good for them, if it's big like the iPhone, in 5 years, look what the iPhone's done in 5 years.
How much would one of the first iPhones be worth?
Nothing now.
Oh, they won't go up. So how would the Google glasses be worth more?
Oh, because they're probably going to limit the release.
Oh,
So
then
maybe
it's-
you didn't get on the early list.
Oh,
And
get
you
on.
really want one, would you be willing to pay
Right.
17, 8? I don't know. What are you going to
Yeah.
be willing to pay?
Gotcha.
So that's why that happens, man.
Right. yeah,
That's
freshly.
that's capitalism. Supply and demand.
That's right.
Supply is low, demand is high. You can ask a high price. I would love to have them. I think that would be awesome. I want them smaller. I want a microphone in my jaw and a earpiece in my ear. And I want the Google glasses.
And what, a USB plug in your butt?
It doesn't have to be in my ass. I'll do it under my armpit, out of my hand. Plug it right into the palm of my hand. I would do that.
You'd want it central. You wouldn't want it down like a wire hanging off your hand. It would be like this. You'd be like,
yeah, but you could.
Around.
You may need to get it in different places, though.
It'd be like I plugged this into my hand.
Well, maybe you need it out there to get closer to something. You can't really move it if it's on the center of your body. All I'm saying is, I would welcome those innovations. Then you would truly be contacted everywhere. As long as I have this option. If I have the option to turn everything off. So I don't want any signals going out. I want it to be completely dead.
Right.
If I have that option, I'm good.
Like, once you get some technology like that put in, like the government or anybody could be listening to you at any time and you not know it. Maybe
anybody, that's why I want the off switch so I can keep it turned off.
How would you know?
I want to use it as a tool.
Do you think if I shut this phone completely off, the government couldn't listen to me?
If you took out the battery.
I don't know. There's a battery inside there.
If you took the battery source out, it would.
I would have to take the phone apart. I think it still has like a memory battery too. Has to have. When I take the battery out, I put it back in. Oh no, that's the hard drive or something, right?
It might just be like, yeah, and maybe if it catches a signal, then it reboots and gets calibrated on the time and stuff again.
Yeah, I don't know,
but as long as I could somehow cut the power to it and turn it completely off, I'd like to have that.
Yeah, that's why I always take my battery out of my laptop whenever I take it somewhere.
You never take your battery out of your laptop. When do you do that?
I know. I was just trying to sound like 007 or something. Like, there might be spies. I must remove my battery.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're worried about people tracking you, they can do the same thing with your cell phone.
I know.
If you take that everywhere.
That's what I do. I only put the battery in when I use it. And I use it all the time.
Well, you'd probably be a smart man for doing that. I want a pair of these glasses, though. They seem legit. I'd wear them. I'd be that guy. Are you recording right? That's what they'd be asking you all the time. Are you recording right now? Come on, man.
What do you mean? I gotta see. I can't see without these, dude. These are my glasses. I'm cyborg now. I can't take them off.
I'm half robot.
If I take them off, I'll die.
Robot.
It's like removing my whatever.
See, I don't want it to be that engrossed into my bodily functions. I want to be able to live without it. I still want to be able to go out in the woods and enjoy myself and not worry about people tracking me if I don't want people to find me, and not worried about people calling me whenever I'm trying to hike or camp or do something that I want to do, or kayak. Just turn it off.
Yeah. OFF.
I think they have a system, like a battery system, that's going to, like, it can harness from your movements, and it can harness from the energy from your body.
Well, is that kinetic?
Yeah, they have like some kinetic energy.
There's watches that do that.
Also, just straight from your body. I know I have a pretty nice one.
If they have watches that do that, why couldn't they make a lot of electronics to do that? Was it not generate enough power?
It probably doesn't.
Could they need like a little transformer? They shouldn't have killed Tesla, and we would probably have some shit like that right now.
Who killed Tesla? Who do you think killed Tesla?
I don't know who exactly, but I know maybe who might have had him killed is who I would think would be other auto and energy companies.
Well, who do you think it was? Edison?
And Ford?
Edison and Ford?
Maybe.
I don't know. It could have been. That's how business worked back then, apparently. I mean, just like the gangsters.
That's how they did shit.
That's a great idea. No, I'm going to kill you.
It will never happen, and they will buy my light bulbs forever.
We just did away with them.
Electricity.
Fluorescent. I know that he got the electric chair approved for killing people to scare people away from electricity. I know that. Right. Edison and Ford were pretty dirty. Have you ever seen Prestige?
No.
Tesla's getting chased by Ford's men, and like they're going to go up to his mansion and kill him, and he took off. He's like, hey, I'm out of here, man.
That really did happen?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it really happened, but it was in that movie, and people talk about it all the time.
Oh, so yeah, somebody else is thinking the same way.
Apparently.
There was somebody else involved in it, too. I want to say they make appliances. It might have been.
Whirlpool.
Oh no, it was a name.
GE
Like
makes appliances.
what was it, like Winchester or Westinghouse? Westinghouse, I think, might
Maybe.
have had something involved with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The dude made a generator that just gets energy from the air. There's energy flowing all around the Earth.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that was the Tesla coil.
No, that's not what the Tesla coil is.
What is it? He didn't make the thing that caught the energy out of the air, harnessed the energy from the air.
Like the static electric. I've heard of something where you send something out into space and you have a long cord dipping down, and when it goes through the atmosphere, it gets static electricity. But I don't think Tesla invented
No, he
that.
did not go to space. No, it was the Tesla coil.
I think the Tesla coil just jumps. It just arcs electricity from one point to another. Because that's a thing, the Tesla coil. People make those and get in them all the time.
Really? Well, what did he make? Was it a generator?
He made DC power. Edison has AC power.
Right.
So Tesla worked on DC and because it's safer, you know. He thought that every home would have their own generator, and Edison's like, no way, you can't control it like that. You don't give them the invention, you charge them for getting the product out of it.
But we still got generators now.
Not efficient. There's still gas. It's not,
Right. So where did he harness the energy to run that generator from the air? Right.
no.
I'm almost certain.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know my Tesla history, but I think that is wrong. Are you Googling it right
yeah,
now?
he produced alternating current. Tesla coils. I'm trying to find it here.
Did you say he produced alternating current? I thought he produced
high
DC.
voltage, low current, high frequency alternating current electricity? X-ray generation.
X-rays.
Yeah, well, this is. Excuse me. It's not. What I'm looking at here is not saying. I'm not a good Googler.
You are the worst.
Yeah. What?
I'd say you should just be able to put in Tesla inventions.
I put Tesla coil, but it didn't tell me anything.
I mean, it'll tell you all about Tesla's invention. Did you go to Wikipedia? That's the best place to start, even though it's
Yes, I was actually.
people just write on it and they double check to make sure they're right.
Oh, that's how they do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's free, so it's all.
How do you get a Wikipedia account?
You
have to
just
be
got to write
special?
something. No, you just write something, you send it in. If it gets approved by a certain number of people, then it's on there. And if you find a mistake in one and you type them and let them know, they'll look into it and they may fix it. I tried to get Project Badass on Wikipedia and they said it wasn't a go. I was like, what?
Why not?
I wrote out a big thing about it. I don't know. They said it, I don't know, it wasn't substantial enough evidence to prove that it existed or something. I don't know. It's some crazy,
'Cause it wasn't
ridiculous.
a person.
Yeah, no, it's not because it wasn't a person. It was just some ridiculous thing. I don't know. But anyway, that was my brief dealings with Wikipedia. We need to get Blue Wall Podcast on Wikipedia. I'm sure we can do
Yeah.
it. This is substance. We have videos out.
Right.
We go live. If you want to check us out, tune in.
Yeah.
Blue Wall Podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Ustream. It's ridiculous. We're everywhere.
Okay, here it is. During the 1890s, he extensively investigated other models of power generation, including a charged particle collector patented in 1901. In June of 1902, the New York Times in June of 1902 carried a story about an inventor who claimed an electric generator not requiring a prime mover in the form of an external fuel supply. Tesla wrote a friend that he had already invented such a device. He Oh, somebody stole his idea. So it was generating its own power, whatever it was.
What was it using for fuel? It has to use something for fuel. You can't get
Maybe you like just crank it and it starts spinning and it generates all the power.
something for nothing though. You gotta either burn. Yeah, I mean you gotta make it somehow. You can't have energy without starting with energy. It says
Um,
here he tried to build a transmitter that would transmit energy from across the Atlantic to Europe, like a wireless transmission of energy. That would be kind of crazy if
right.
that could happen.
He was using the like. There's like an energy running around the Earth in certain spots. It's higher than
It's
in other
called
spots.
Tesla's Wardenclyffe plant on Long Island in 1904, so it's probably tore down by now, I'm sure. Demonstrate wireless transmission of electrical energy across the Atlantic. What if he was just a fraud? What if he just made a lot of other stuff up? He did a couple things and made a couple things up. You ever thought of that? Back then, you could trick people, make money. I don't know the man personally. I
He
couldn't judge his
said
character.
in July 1931, he harnessed the cosmic rays and caused them to operate a motive device. Later on in that same article, more than 25 years ago, I began my efforts to harness the cosmic rays, and I can now state that I have succeeded. So he was getting like energy, like just energy rays. He was catching
He said
energy.
he succeeded. Who's seen it?
Oh, he didn't do it. They killed him before
Oh, you
he made
see?
it.
Come on. Get out of here. Somebody wanted to steal that, so someone did it.
Right.
It's a coil wireless transmitter.
The Tower of Power.
I don't know.
I think he was going to put up these towers that would transmit that wireless
Yeah, instead we already have
electricity
towers
to.
with lines going in them,
Right.
so I guess it wouldn't be too big of
They
a
would be wireless
yeah.
and just shot free energy around. It'd probably be less radiation
I don't know.
coming on. Did you know radiation comes off of the power lines?
A little bit, yeah. You can charge batteries with it now. A guy invented a thing. You can charge a single AAA battery just by holding it close to some type of waves that are coming off of it. You can do it on your microwave or on your coffee pot, anything.
Wow.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Um, yeah, that like a lot of people that live by those big overhead lines have gotten cancer. You think that was something related?
I don't know, maybe. What do we got
Yeah.
coming up on the calendar?
Oh, on the calendar,
I know we got Paper City Company coming in.
April 23rd. And this weekend, Saturday the 13th, is Vince Herman.
Yeah.
He'll be in. And your dirtbag friends are as big a dirtbag as my dirtbag friends.
Yeah. I mean, they're good for a few things. Being dependable is not one of them. Or semi-dependable is about the best I can give them. Which is probably true for myself in most instances, too. So
Right. And this
I can't be too hard on them. I should be glad I got friends at all.
the Paper City company is Courtney
Courtney
Lewis,
Lewis, yeah.
and they're a company that makes T-shirts of old businesses, I believe.
Yeah, businesses in Chillicothe that have went under. So I can just name all. I can pop off a few of them that I know: Hills, Hearts, Johnny's Chicken, Skate Away, and I think they have like 10 shirts now. Maybe they're making more. But if you grew up in Chillicothe from, I mean, if you were born in 70s, 60s, or 70s, you would know all these businesses.
Right.
I got me a Johnny. I used to go to Johnny's Chicken all the time.
That was your place?
Yeah, I had dirtbag friends back then too, and we didn't have any money or anything. So I can't tell you how many times we scrounged a change together, get a big bucket of fries. They sold fries by the bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to go to rallies and get a bucket of fries.
Do they do that anymore?
No, not anymore.
So you get like 5 people getting all your change together. It's like $3 or something for a bucket of fries. It was
Yeah.
perfect for poor kids,
Heck yeah.
and we'd just nosh on those all day. It was great. Those were the days. Didn't have nothing to
Right.
do but eat French fries.
Oh, did you hear your Alf impersonation the other day?
I didn't. Was
On
it
the
horrible?
No, it was pretty good actually.
I
It
don't know if
wasn't.
I could even do it again.
It wasn't bad. When I watched it back, I was like, ah, it was pretty good.
I know. I need to start
Hey.
doing a puppet. I wish I could get some feedback on that. I don't have to do Alf in particular, but
But,
we
but
need
you
a
had
funny.
Alf.
If we don't have anyone come on, we need a funny character.
Yeah.
Maybe Alf could co-host one day.
He's gonna co-host.
Yeah. So I won't even be here. Just be Alf in
Yeah.
this chair. What's that look like? That look
Let me
good?
see. Let me see. Hold on, I wasn't up there.
We
Yeah,
could
let
put
me
a
see.
hole in the middle of the table. I could do him and me at the same
Yeah,
time.
come up between the table. Yeah. Hey.
I'd have to watch some old. I wonder if Netflix has some old Alf shows on it, because I'd have to watch them again to get some of his voice down.
I'm sure they do. If not, you could see it on YouTube.
I know he likes to eat cats, and
Oh
I
yeah.
keep my spaceship in the garage. And I can't remember. I know there was a little boy in the family. I always try to sneak out of the backyard. My neighbor almost catches me all the time. See, now I'm losing the Alf voice. I'm going into more of an Italian thing.
Oh wait, hold on. We're gonna hear some.
But anyway, yeah, I want to do that. I think it would be hilarious to have a puppet on the show every once in a while. Look how well puppets do. Jeff Dunham, Triumph the Insult Comedy Dog, The Muppets,
I kill you.
I kill you. Jim Henson did it for a living and was great at it.
All right, here we go.
That is not it, I'm sure. Is that an advertisement? Are you watching the advertisement?
No, this is Alf.
Oh, you got
Okay, wait, I gotta find
Find a talking one.
yeah.
This is why we need tech support.
Yeah.
We need people to be on the show.
Why does he have all these musics?
I don't know. Maybe that was the beginning. Maybe that was the intro song. I'm sure he had one. It was a pretty big show for a while. I think it ran for like 4 or 5 years.
This is a toy. Here's the real one. Alf bloopers.
Do you think they can hear that? Is it going through your phone or
Mm-hmm. It should be.
Tanner? Willie Tanner. That must be the kid. Do you know what happened to the last girl that worked for me? Tamisha's mother. It kind of got to Rodney Dangerfield talk to him.
Yeah.
I tell you, no
Yeah.
respect, huh?
A little bit of Andrew Dice Clay, huh? All right, I'm gonna do away with Alf here.
I could probably do an Alf impression now that I've heard the real thing.
We've got enough of this guy, huh? Yeah, you got it. You're the Alf guy. He's here. He's back. He's doing it.
I have been, we need some funny things. I've been thinking up some funny little videos we can make. That'll be great. Put that on Dirtbag Television or whatever.
Oh
Put
yeah,
it on
a
whatever
little
we
clips.
want.
You can do Vine on. It's linked with Twitter, and you do like 7-second clips, and they like repeat.
Yeah.
They loop or something like that.
Man, 7 second, that's a small clip. You know what I mean? You got to be straight to the point and funny,
Yeah,
apparently.
I guess it's the big thing everybody's doing now.
It's called Vining.
Vine, Vine is the app. Yeah,
And
it's with Twitter.
oh, yes. My buddy did one with, it was pretty funny, too. The guy I was telling you about, Wes, he did one. He's having a baby. He said he made it, and it was like hey, these are some movies that I want to watch with my son. And it went through a bunch of movies. Like, it was like, regular movies, Toy Story, Cars, uh, I mean, whatever kid movies that you like. And then the last one was Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah, they you hold on, like on my phone, I hold on to it and it records. When I let my finger off, it stops. So
Okay.
you can make inanimate objects move by holding the camera in the same place, record, move it,
Yeah,
record, move
that's
it. Like,
stop motion.
yeah, I don't know the names.
That's how they make robot chicken.
Yeah, I did that in 10th grade as a sophomore for English class. We were doing Caesar, Julius Caesar
It's a
project.
bad one. It's a
And
big one.
I made little clay guys with little robes
Yeah.
and made it go. And at the killing scene where he's like, "Et tu, Brute." I got an A plus. It was
What?
great.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
talking about. You put some effort into that. That's
Yeah.
hard.
It was awesome too.
But yeah, we could do that easily.
On a
Stop motion.
VHS.
That's like the old. You can do that on paper with drawing and just flip the pages real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how old cartoons were.
Yeah, that's how That's how. Listen, we was talking about movies earlier. I wanted to throw this out there. These new digital projectors, they're crazy.
I saw a picture. There's a picture of it on the Blue Wall podcast page, right?
No, those are the old ones. Those are the
that's
film.
the old?
Yeah, the
Okay.
film projectors. But we do got a couple pictures up of those. So you're taking something that has always been moving parts. Since the beginning of movies, I'm talking about when you were cavemen and you had someone dancing in front of a fire and making shadows on the wall. That is the same thing as running a picture with a light behind it onto a white wall.
Right.
I mean, that's a movie. So we've had this technology for so long, and now we've totally replaced it with just information. There's no moving parts in a digital projector. It's projecting ones and zeros onto the screen, and it knows what so many of them are to make certain colors, and that's how it makes the movie. That's so crazy. That's weird.
Do you know how much of our if we had catastrophes by doing it that way, how much of our information can be lost and wiped out instantly?
Instead of having like a hard copy, is that what you're saying?
Of that, like, think about everything. Like they're wondering about the Egyptians and all that. They may have been super technologically advanced, but all their stuff was like digital like that. And then, over years, that stuff just is gone.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're smart enough to keep a backup somewhere. You know what I mean, on written record of some things.
Yeah, but like, think about these movies. If it's all digital like that, that means they're shooting it digitally. No film ever. It's all on like little chips. Like,
But
there will be a lot of copies.
You can copy it to paper, though. You know what I mean, if you want to take a picture of each
Oh yeah.
frame and copy it, you can, or
I
parts
guess you
from a
could.
movie.
Jesus.
Or just hopefully that it's stored keep it in various places elsewhere. Like we should keep a hard copy on the moon or out in space somewhere just in case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you'll be all right. I don't think it's that problematic yet.
But I know how it's happened to me a few times. One little simple thing and you lose a lot of shit.
Yeah, on a hard drive or something. My
It's
ears getting a
on
little warm.
a camera or something.
Gotta be careful, man. Back up your stuff.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, last minute. Blue Wall Podcast.
Yes. At Blue Wall Podcast on Twitter. Blue Wall Podcast on Facebook. Like the page. And
Share
until next time. And share the page with everybody.
And if anybody wants to come hang out and maybe look up some stuff on Facebook or on YouTube for us or help out or just hang out,
you could be an assistant guest even if we have a guest.
contact us.
Yeah, we need Google
Send
people.
us a message. You
Yeah.
don't got to be good at anything in particular, just sitting around looking up information.
Right. Until next time, when? Saturday,
Yep.
April 13th.
Vince Herman, is that what you said?
Vince Herman, 9:30 p.m. Tune in. And we're going to be on here for